I've heard a lot of quotes around this, and I believe it, and I communicate this to my team quite a bit. AI is not going to take your job. Someone who knows how to use AI,
Right.
interact with AI, set up with that could.
Yeah.
And everybody on my team, the message that has been so critically communicated is there are tools right now that are unbelievably inexpensive that can radically transform a business, the entire way of how you do something, if an application of AI can be done. If you're a bottleneck in writing your email copy and putting things together, like building
That doesn't even take an AI agent. That's just ChatGPT can do that for you.
yeah, you can build it. You can build a custom GPT.
Mm-hmm.
N8N is probably one of the most powerful tools that I've been geeking out over lately. And there's just so many things that you can build and you can scale to be able to just completely remove yourself from a lot of the operational constraints. And it's just an application of creativity and understanding how to use those tools and that technology. And I've been getting so obsessed with just leaning into that part of it so hard, because a lot of things are now possible to automate that even a year ago were not possible to automate.
Well, I mean, automation used to be like a switch, like this condition happened. So this setting changed, like on, off, or this
Yeah.
custom field is yes, no. And then that's
Yep.
the trigger, right? So
Yep.
traditional automation says there's a condition, if else. So if this is true, do this, else do this. And then you go through a sequence of actions. So like if someone fills out a form, then send this email auto reply. That's one of the most basic ones, right? But it's just if else. But AI does, I mean, I know there's still like nested thousands of layers of if else, but just the way our brain works, it's not really if else. You know what I mean? It's like, here's this complex problem, go solve it. And it'll
Right.
just do the middle things that it needs to do.
That's the intelligence part.
That's the intelligence part, right?
Mhm.
So we've been playing with a bunch of AI too, man. One of the coolest things that we've been doing is using it for analysis in ways that like used to take us weeks. Like doing a really in-depth SEO analysis of one business, like say a new client, and you're trying to analyze to say the top 5 competitors on Google. That is a labor intensive, and I've done it thousands of times. It's a labor intensive thing. You
Mhm.
know, you're scanning codes, but you're also looking at things, like reading
Mhm.
things, looking at directory. There's like a dozen tools and countless hours to try to get that. And then you got to summarize that stuff and put it into an Excel sheet or something that someone can interpret on your team and actually act on. And I've got an agent right now that's doing this stuff for me in like an hour. You know,
Mhm.
what used to take us like 40 hours, 50 hours of work is being done in like 30 to 60 minutes now.
Mhm.
And that tool costs me $100 a month.
I know.
It's just ridiculous.
People
Can I
don't
hire more
people
people
don't
to do that?
understand.
Sure. But I could also just put that in the hands of like, my CMO, who happens to be my wife, and she can run these things and then boom, just give the reports to the team. And now they're taking action on it. It's so much.
Right.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
What
It's
kind of fun ways are you using AI right now?
true. Oh boy.
I'm
So
sure
many
there's
of
a
them.
lot.
Yeah. One of the I mean, there's several different ways that we're doing it. I mean, the main one that we're using is we're doing full agentic hiring. So that's
Gotcha.
where I've been obsessed with HireBus and building out a platform that auto writes a job ads, posts the job ads, messages all the candidates with very clear intent to be able to drive them through the funnel.
Mm-hmm.
AI interviews. So we're doing phone interviews with candidates and
With an
comparing
AI
those.
agent.
Yeah, benchmarking
Crazy.
those against humans. So the application flow is a candidate who's applied for a job gets an instant text, instant engagement, clicks a link, is able to even completely bypass the application step and just get on a call with an
Oh,
AI
wow.
agent that's
Oh, wow.
incredibly intelligent, next to zero latency. It's not one of those really frustrating interrupting type where it's talking all over you and you're just like,
Yeah.
please, human operator. And it's not being programmed in the way that first we ask this question, then we ask this question, then we ask this question, then we ask this. Well, what happens if this person answers this question really crappy? Well, now you have to have another conditional step that says if person answers this question crappy, then do this.
Yeah,
Well,
that's that
what
like
does
nested
crappy
if else
mean? How do
stuff.
you define crappy?
Yeah.
Well, if they answer in this way. So before you know it, to try to build out like an automation, it would be this insane branched tree that would take, I mean, it's impossible to build. It's absolutely impossible.
Yeah.
But the biggest part is getting that, taking their resume, the transcript of the interview, their behavioral assessment, the context of how they answered the application, and then analyzing and combining all that together and coming up with a blended right seat score that says like how
Like a
well this
rubric
person's going
score,
to be
like
benchmarked.
some sort of your own internal rubric of how you gauge
Behaviors,
them.
experience, and skills.
Yeah.
Those are three components that make up our, proprietary right seat score.
Mm-hmm.
And that part of the process right now is already insane. The stuff that we're building out for the employee side of the business is going to really blow people's minds as far as how to be able to engage and coach and develop them. And all of it is done using really intelligent agents that are complemented by the human component when it absolutely matters the most, which is in the final decision making process, and that connection part. But all the administrative stuff, I mean, candidates on Indeed, they can apply to 50 different jobs in 30 minutes.
And they
So
very often do.
they do. And in
More often than
chasing them
not,
down,
they just bulk apply. It's like apply, apply,
getting
apply, apply.
ghosted,
Mm-hmm.
drop offs,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. It's kind of like an Angie lead where,
Yeah.
you got, okay, I got a candidate that's interested in my job that also is applying to 20 other jobs. And who's going to be the first touch and the last touch and the next touch and speed to lead and all it's, I mean, recruiting is a marketing problem to solve. So a lot of the AI agents on the
Honestly,
marketing side,
recruiting and marketing are so similar. It's scary.
so similar,
Yeah.
so similar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big way, that the main primary way that we've been just obsessed with kind of building that part of the process out.
That's
And
awesome.
we've made a lot of strides in that area. Like our platform is going to look unbelievably different here in just even the next couple of weeks, because we're shipping at a speed that we've never been able to do before either, because we're agentically now building out the entire platform itself. And the other part of it is having tools and applying AI agents at every single stacked layer inside of our business, whether it is the marketing side, the content management side, content
Mm-hmm.
marketing side, the customer service side, taking a look at, like, we've been building out our common data model. And there's ways now where you can use APIs to pull your QuickBooks information, your Stripe data, your CRM
Mm-hmm.
data from HubSpot, and you can load it into your own Supabase
And feed it in there.
database, and then have your AI agents provide you critical insights and coach you as to exactly what you need to do with your business based on like data. And then co-intelligence is really important too. Like, there's a lot of people just blindly follow what AI says,
Mm-hmm.
and AI is not always right.
It's often wrong.
it can hallucinate. It
Yeah.
can, miss things. So that co-intelligence part of it is so critical, where how you prompt it, how you engineer it, what data, what context you feed into it is equal to the quality of your output. And all that human component of creativity and context is critical for AI to be able to do its job. So there's a lot that we've been learning and kind of obsessing over.
That's a few steps above what I'm doing, but I'm doing something that's like a fraction of that. So, first quarter this year, we went back and a couple of people in our leadership team, myself and my wife and a couple other people, we wanted to pour into and do a major revision to our like core employee handbook, like our policies, our vision, a bunch of values, a bunch of things. We just hadn't revisited it much in the last few years. And so we just like, we need to, we've grown a bit, we've changed a bit. Let's revisit this. We
Mm.
expanded it. We changed a bunch of stuff. And now I've got this really long handbook. And one of the cool things that I've done is just taken that and given it to, AI. And AI helped me write it too. So ironically enough, and then after it's done, I can just export that PDF, throw it into an AI. Now it's got that as a language model. And that thing has everything from time off policies to vision, hiring, firing policies, to vision or quarter rocks, like something from traction. We put that all in there. Like what is
Yeah.
our 10-year projection, our 3-year projection, 1 year, quarter, like that's all documented in that same place. And so we can do that and then feed it things like QuickBooks data and Facebook ads data and Google ads data. And all of a sudden now it can solve some giant problems for us
Mm-hmm.
very fast
Mm-hmm.
because we prompted it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really been really cool to see that, what it's doing.
It's a wild world, man. It's
Mm-hmm.
a wild world. A lot of people are very blind to what's happening. and all they talk about is how AI gets fingers wrong in image generation, and people are going to be in for an extremely rude awakening, and all this, it's just going to happen, and people are going to, their head's going to spin.
I
What
know.
what in the world is going on? Like, when did this happen? How did this happen? It happened so fast, which is true, but I mean, I can't
I
even
think
watch
it's almost like the
videos on
.com
AI for
bubble.
education that's older than 2 weeks old. Like that,
That's
that's how fast it's moving.
It is. Yeah, it's really scary. Like it used to be like if you did like Googled something and you'd always see the date by the blog article or the video and you'd be like, oh, that's 2 years old, it's too old. Let me get something. This one's
Yeah.
good. It's a year and a half old. That's fine. And
Mhm.
AI, like if it's not within a couple of weeks, it's like dead.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been absolutely wild. Hey, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. If you're looking for help growing your contracting business, I invite you to join my free community. In there, we go live with amazing trainings, share resources and downloads, plus you get free help from me and from peers. That link is down below to join, and we'll see you in the next video.